In this video, I'll just be going over the Guts build real quick. I already showed you his character slider and how to get his weapons and his armor set. But I didn't show you how to get his build, which is basically just a strength build, so there's no real point in me doing this. Especially since I don't run strength. But you're only going to need to be about level 154 for this. Obviously, I'm quite a bit higher, but you really only need to be about the 150 range. So if you choose Vagabond or Hero, this will be a lot easier for you. But you only need Vigor at 60. You can leave your mind at base. Maybe increase it a bit if you have none. Endurance should be at about 40. Your Strength, try to get that as high as you can. About 70 should do it. Dexterity, you need 16 to use the pulley crossbow. Your Intelligence, you can leave at base. Increase it a bit if you want. You don't need it though. You can also leave your Faith and Arcane at base as well. Your main stats will be Vigor, Endurance, and Strength, and just a bit in Dexterity so you can use that pulley crossbow. The build doesn't need to be one for one with the anime or manga. Obviously, like you can make some small concessions. Like instead of using a heavy greatsword, you could do blood if you want, and you don't need to use Craigblade because I use Craigblade for damage and whatnot, but you don't need it. But obviously, you try to get your heavy greatsword to 25 and your pulley crossbow to 10. And the bolts you use obviously don't really matter either. I like using the black key bolts so I can do some scarlet rat damage. But you can run with the bird bolts that do bleed damage or the explosive bolts. Those are quite popular. I get my ass fucked in PvP all the time because of it. Along with people using the greatsword with bloodhound steps. And in PvP I've also seen a lot of people run around with the jar cannon. That's quite popular as well. So you could also throw that on there. But got my ass fucked by that many times. It's actually quite annoying. Your talismans are interchangeable. You don't really have any set talismans. You can fuck around with them as you will. I'm running with a few DLC talismans like the two-handed sword talisman. You can change that out for the axe talisman or maybe the claw talisman if you plan on doing a lot of jumping attacks. I'm also using the Shard of Alexander, but you could also trade that out for something else if you don't want it. Like the Bull Goat's talisman, or maybe Vertigus Discus if you want to do more damage for the amount of carry weight you're doing. Or on the Talisman of all Crucibles. You'll be taking a shit ton of damage, but you'll be able to dodge everything. And next I was using the Arrow Soaring String Talisman because I was using the pulley crossbow. Obviously, you actually don't need this. It's quite useless, I think, especially since I was running Scarlet Rat Arrows. But you could trade this out for something else like the Dragon Crest Great Shield. That'll be great. And I was also running the Twin-Headed Turtle Talisman. If you don't have that, you could just use the normal Turtle Talisman, because you're going to need that stamina regeneration, because you're going to be running out a lot. But you could also just throw on the Viridian Amber Medallion, get more stamina. But obviously, more stamina regeneration is a bit better than more stamina. And then obviously, you can use the Great Jar Talisman if you need more equip load. That one's popular for pretty much any build. And all the talismans, like I said, you can interchange them freely. You don't really need any specific one. I obviously recommend using the Turtle Talisman because that stamina regeneration will be majorly important. But with the build at this level, you should be fine going up against somebody like Promised Council or Dawn. But since this motherfucker is nutty, you should bring a Mimic. Though that's not in line with Guts, so who knows. It depends on how hard you're role-playing. But that's about it, I think. There's really nothing to this. It's just a strength build. You can fuck with the talismans all you want. You're pretty much set to do anything you want with this build. But yeah, that's about it. Until next time.
You're beautiful.
Subscribe to Sleepy Soul.